I bought this 47-year-old book made in Riga, Latvia, called Residential Buildings Edition 3, and I remade this house in Revit and exported it to Metaverse without using any other software than Revit and some free online file conversion tools. So this book was made in Latvia while it was still under the occupation of Soviet Union in 1975. It's a catalog containing a best residential building projects from Latvia, Lithuania and Estonia. And citizens of Soviet Union was supposed to pick a project from these catalogs that they wanted to build. And the main thing that I love about this book is not the plans of the buildings, because they are very outdated and the modernist architecture is kind of okay, but the most compelling thing to me is the hand-drawn graphics of the book, the hand-drawn perspectives, the hand-drawn facades and the plans of these residential buildings. I just love the very artistic style of presenting the building to the viewer. Fun fact is material take-ups for every project like 9.6 thousand bricks. So grab your favorite drink, in my case it's iced coffee, sit back and enjoy this overview. So I started by taking a photo of the plan that I wanted to make, and I imported that into the Revit, and then I stretched the photo to the given exterior dimensions. Then I just started to draw over the walls that are shown in the plan. I guessed the approximate width of the walls and just duplicated them and created new wall types. Almost all of the furniture, the windows and the doors are imported from the Autodesk online library. The family design in the Autodesk online library is so outdated that it perfectly fits the modernist architectural style that I'm looking for. I have always thought that the included Autodesk families was created in 1975 and never got updated to the modern design standards. So I guess this is the only project that I can use those families without any design concerns. So first I placed all the doors, and then I just added a floor for the building and continued to add a furniture in the needed places for the building. So the chimneys are just in-place wall families that I created just as extrusions. So now I'm placing furniture in the living room and in the bathroom and in the kitchen. At the beginning I tried to use Autodesk's own casework families, but as they consist of 3 parts, I decided to use my own kitchen families as they are one part and easily configurable. So when all the furniture was done, I made a basic sloped roof from the section that was given, and then I divided the roof because there are 2 roofs on the separate parts of the building. One roof is over the living part of the building and one roof is over the garage part of the building. And of course, next to the garage there are a sauna, because the sauna was very popular in the Soviet Union, and every house that is above the average size, you had to have a sauna. And next I started to place windows, and that was a bit of a problem because I couldn't find any Autodesk family that would fit the design shown in the book. So as I don't need to make any shadows in the end, I just ended up making a curtain wall windows, and that worked very well for this design sketch phase. And many times when I create designs, when I need windows with specific dimensions and specific divisions, I just create a curtain wall with those divisions, because it's faster than creating a windows family separately. And when all the windows were placed, I remade the floor and made the stairs. And for this basic design phase, I used a split face tool, which divides the faces of the walls that I want. And in that way I can apply a wood texture in the places that I want without dividing the walls. So the wall have basic one layer and one material, and I split the face, and in that way I can add more materials to the base of the wall and under the windows and all other areas that I need to add a wood texture. And this is much faster than dividing the walls, and it's very useful for this kind of design stage. And a pro tip when using split face tool is that you have to use as late as possible in the design stage, because if you want to edit walls when the split face tool is applied to the walls, it will most definitely throw an error and you have to delete the split face. So when the model is almost finished, I exported it as a FBX file using Twinmotion FBX exporter. Then I converted it to GLB format using online FBX to GLB converters. And next, when I have the GLB file, I open that in the online Babylon GLB file editor. And in that editor I could change the materials and rename the layers. And when that is done, I re-exported the GLB file and imported it to the Decentraland Metaverse editor as a new asset to my asset pack. I will leave the links in the description of this video for all the converters and editors. And for the collision system to work in Decentraland Metaverse, you have to create a layer with collision elements and add a suffix to that layer, _collider. And that is what I'm doing here. I'm creating simple extrusion for all of the walls and giving it the material collider. And I'm doing the same for the floor. So later in the Babylon GS I can get that layer and add the suffix collider to that layer. And I use the Twinmotion FBX exporter because it allows me to merge the elements by the material. So I can merge all of the materials, let's say collider materials in the red, in one layer, and I can rename that layer and add the suffix collider. Then I can change all of the materials that I want in the Babylon. So my modeling strategy was to add as little materials as possible. One material for all of the wood, one material for floor, one material for the roof, and one material for the walls. And when I export that FBX file and merge by the material, I get like 10 layers if I have 10 materials. And in that way, in Babylon GS, I can easily change the materials for all of the wood elements. And I don't have to select all the elements one by one. And now, when all of the materials are simplified as much as possible, I am adding the final house model to the Decentraland scene editor and adding few more of the native Decentraland assets to this scene to make this scene look more like the image in the book. And the only reason that I picked the Decentraland Metaverse for this experiment is that as of making this video, it's the only metaverse that I found I could use without any registration in the beginning. And to use the editor and add my own assets, I had to add my crypto wallet, and I could do that also without paying any money for the cryptocurrency or for the Ethereum or any other fee. And of course, I am not sponsored by Decentraland in any way. And after struggling a bit with their editor, and because my PC is not that fast, I can present you a house from 1975 brought to life in Metaverse 47 years later. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and see you in the next one.